Hello, everyone. I am back this week. I did take the last week off and I was completely off actually. So I really appreciate everyone reaching out and for your nice messages. Thank you so much. It was a very tough week. I was very close to my aunt, so it was very, very hard. It's still hard, but life goes on from here. But thank you to everyone who stepped up in the group, and you guys were a true team. Saw some amazing wins that you guys had in the group. You all worked as a team. That's the whole purpose of gift, that people don't depend on my alerts. I want to teach you guys that you guys are able to fish for yourself, and it was really nice to see that all of you stepped up and helped each other, and were finding these plays and sharing it with each other. That was amazing to see. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you. I am gonna be back this week, so we will start back to our regular classes, back to our regular trading and everything. But before we jump into what I am watching for this coming week, we saw a lot of volatility in the market last week. I have reviewed quite a bit of charts. I went over all of the sectors as well. Honestly, I'm not seeing that one or the other sector has having a money rotation. I believe that the big money is still waiting for which way they're gonna go, but we do have quite a few things that are bottomed out. So we are gonna see some bounces in the market. I will go over the things that I am watching. However, do I think the bottom is in or the top is in? Honestly, we got to see what this week is gonna look like. We do have quite a bit of data coming out on Wednesday and Thursday. Those two things are gonna pretty important. The core CPI and the initial jobless claims and the PPI, and also the consumer price index. That all comes out on Wednesday and Thursday. The other thing is Trump is talking throughout this week as well. So keep that in mind. And we've seen market does react to it quite a bit, especially with all of this tariffs between Canada and Mexico happening. So all those things are affecting the market. He is meeting with quite a few CEOs this week, and I believe tomorrow morning is with QCOM, IBM, and there's couple others. So those names might have a movement as well. So keep those on your list as well. And then we have earnings for quite a few names that are going to be coming out this coming week as well. I am interested in Adobe. I will go over my chart shortly. And then we have DocuSign, Alta. Those are the other ones that I'm interested. I do have couple leaps on Futu, so I will be making a decision what to do, and the Dollar General as well. So those are the couple names that I am gonna be keeping an eye on it as well. One other thing that I wanted to cover was I get a lot of questions asked on which flow do I use or which flow is I recommend. So I have personally have tested pretty much everything that is available in the market, and if I were to pick my top, like I have tested the Tradietics, I've tested Black Box, I've tested Quant Data, Unusual Flow. Unusual Whales. There's a couple others that I have gone over and have truly given the time to go over and test what I like and what I don't like. My top two that if I were to tell somebody, my friend or a family member to use, it will be Tradietics or Black Box. Those are the two that I personally like. I've given even my settings for the Tradietics in the masterclass. So most of you have access to that. Do use that. I use it to find trades. It has worked for me when I use it to find other things out of the flow, where big money is buying and selling. The reason I like those two is because the filters that you're allowed to use and how easy it is to even hook it up to Discord, which you guys do get access to it in Discord as well. And the other features that they offer. Every flow that I did, I used it for minimum of 6 months before, I felt comfortable teaching or sharing my settings that I personally like. So that's why I have given you guys the access to Traditech. This is not a sponsored or anything. I just the ones that I have used and I found it that has helped me. So a lot of people do get stuck with, right, taking the trades because Flow had it, but you don't know when they're buying and selling. So you have to learn it properly before you jump into blindly buying those things. Even a lot of people I see, GIX has moved up or Delta is doing this, and they have no idea what that actually means. So please, please don't waste your money. Make sure you learn properly. And I love Traditech because they actually teach you. They have an amazing YouTube video you can go over and learn. Same thing with Blockbox. They actually teach you all of that stuff, how to read their flow. So those are the two my favorite ones that I do like. Okay, having said that, let's look at what market's been up to. Can I start with ES? We are in our demand zone on the daily and looking for some sort of a bounce, and I think even a small pullback back into 57.65 before taking off sometime this week would be nice. And first thing, we want to see how we can capture above 5800 and hold the 5800 before we continue to the upside of it. I am gonna show you my SPY chart as well. Please don't get like, what the hell, you have all these lines on it. All those lines are my dark pool prints. It has taken me years to collect this data, so I am not about to delete this. This is part of my strategy as well. So I like to keep these levels on, and these are not just random numbers. They are dark pool prints. They're not every dark pool prints. I look for certain things, and that's why I have them on. If you remember on the live, I have shown what I was looking. We have literally reached to the point when I showed you guys this. I believe it was sometime here in February, and we've made it to my target in the demand zone. Do I think this is the end of it? I am looking for a bounce before we come down. I would personally like it somewhere in the 558 and even 548 area for us to, before we take off. So we've gotten what we were looking for it on it. Now let's look at NQ. Sorry, I have not updated this one yet. Thought I did. Let's move and review some of these things. We'll start with the weekly. Remove that. So looks like we held this demand since the candle is still open in there, and this demand zone of the weekly is holding, and looks like we bounced from it. Nice fair value gap on the weekly as well. Gonna delete. So we got nice fair value gap here. Gonna go down to the 2-day. Okay, nice supply zone right in our fair value gap as well. Okay, going down to the daily. All right. Redo it. Come on. Okay, so want to see if we can break out of this demand zone to the upside of it. I'm gonna actually delete this. As long as we hold above the 20,200 level, looking for it to the upside into 2450 area, and if we can break this trend line and then retest and take off, that would be a best idea. But having said that, we do have Wednesday and Thursday data coming up, so if we do pull back, want to keep that in mind. If we are starting to lose the 19882 area, then I will look for my levels to the downside of it. Okay, all right, so let's start with, oh, the other thing I do want to mention is bot was amazing. Look at this. I did turn some other stuff on, so that's why I was giving a lot more alerts, despite I wasn't there. So I'm glad you guys, look at it. So I think 26th was the day. Thursday was the last, was it Thursday? Because Taiji passed away on Thursday. 27th. So 27th and then 28th is when you guys started. So we got the SPY put alert on the 27th. And if you look how much since then SPY dropped, these puts went up, I think more than 200% if I'm not wrong. So you got a lot of these alerts, which did pay you guys, most of them. I know I was looking at you guys' messages. DK and G is where your stop loss did get hit. But then you had another SPY put alert come in, another SPY put alert come in. And I was looking at these contracts. What an amazing move on these ones that happened. ULA, you guys got more than 50%. Same with PDD. And a lot of these alerts paid very nicely. So we'll review these charts as well. So looks like you got an Apple alert on Friday, and you also got a SPY call alert. So bot is looking for a bounce on these things. So we'll see. And same with PDD. Actually, these charts does look good. So we'll see. But I know these are pretty much all of them in green, depending on where you took the trade on the pullbacks. So let's look at Apple. We are holding a nice level here as well. 234 was held, and let's see if we can clear the 240, 242 area. Let's go down to the weekly. Nice looking candles here as well. So I would definitely be watching what we get above the 244 level, and then maybe 250 area. This is our swing high. If we can break out of it, then we are probably gonna be looking to see what is on the upside of it. However, we could see the demand zone come back, test it if the market does get weak. Okay, Adobe does have earnings, and I am looking for this one to bounce as well. We did fill the gap, and let's see if we can hold above, get above 450, break this resistance area, and then we're looking to move to the upside of it. Target could be easily 458, 465 area. If we can take out this swing, then we do have a nice gap to fill to the upside. So for earnings, I've seen a lot of their advertisements happening. A lot of the influencers have been posting about Adobe. What are the things you can do? What are the things that you can, edit your videos and stuff like that. So they've been pretty heavy on it. So their earnings might be pretty good. So we'll see if we can break above 465. And then I think target to gap fill, my earnings can do it. We've seen the gap down, so we can actually fill this gap with the earnings as well. AMD, I see bot had given you guys an alert, and we finally reached into the demand zone that I've been talking about it. I still think it has a little bit more room to the downside of it. So any bounce or rejection at this trend line, I'm interested in to see it come back and test this 80, 81 area before we continue to the upside of it. Amazon, I like it that it bounced right off the fib levels, the golden zone that we watch, and we are right into the gap. We haven't fully filled the gap, so if we can fill the gap and then continue. So any rejections at the 200, 203 area, as long as we don't continue to the upside of it, we should see a gap fill to the down. We do have a couple demands to the downside as well. So that's what I am watching on that. Same thing with Avago. I do like that we are bouncing from on a lot of these bullish displacement Fibonacci golden levels as well. So let's see another gap fill on this as well. And if we can clear this 50 zone, 50% of the Fib levels to the upside, we do have a supply zone that we can go and test on it. Let's look at coin. I believe coin on the, I don't think so coin was on the list of it, but we do have a nice consolidation happening here. So I want to see if we can get above the 226 area. If we do want to see this fair value gap gets filled, and if we can get the fair value gap filled, and if we don't get a rejection at 255, 256 area, I would like a back test into this zone before continue to test our supply area as well. Was crowd is another one that is bouncing right out of the demand zone, liking the candle that it is printing. And I think the weekly on this one was also in a very nice zone. I do have a 308 area. I was looking for a little bit more sell off. So if we do see some sort of a rejection at 340, 345 area, I am interested in this to get filled, and 308, around 300, 308 would be the area I want to maybe look for some June, July contracts on it. Dell is one that I am definitely watching to see if we can have a retrace of a little bit more of the demand zone. But keep in mind, we could see some bounces happening as well, and then a pullback. And that's where I want to see if we hold. This is coming up to be a pretty strong support area as well, and a demand zone. We do have another level down here. So definitely something that I want to keep an eye on this coming week. How do we set up for it? And if we are losing this 87 area, I am probably looking for this demand zone to get filled as well. FSLR, beautiful bounce on the weekly, right out of the demand zone, right closed above the 50% of the Fib level. This is a weekly zone as well. I believe somebody mentioned in the group that they have started a long-term leaps on it. I actually don't mind these ones here, and don't mind adding on to it, but I wouldn't do anything, stay close to the money and go for longer dated leaps as well on it. So we are holding this area, and let's see if we can continue to move to the upside as well. Let's see, Google is, I'm gonna leave this one alone. Quite a bit of news on it. There's some other stuff that's coming up. I actually haven't even charted, so I'm gonna leave this one alone. IWM, I finally made it to the demand zone. I have yet to make money on this damn name. Every time I take a trade on it, I am wrong. My analysis is wrong. I have not, I don't remember last time IWM paid me. So we'll see. It is holding a demand. We are in here. We had the nice displacement as well. So let's see if this can hold above 200 and continue to the upside of it. But if it does start to lose, we'll see what we get from it. Okay. Nice rejection at the supply zone. I am looking for this one to continue to the downside. So any move to the upside rejection, I am interested in puts in this one. Would like this imbalance to get filled and a small gap to get filled. Anywhere in the 830 would be ideal for it. Lululemon, I haven't charted this one, so I'm gonna pass this one. Meta, I do like this name, like the hold in the demand zone. Would not mind a pullback either on Wednesday or Thursday, anyone here, and we hold 600 area. Do like it to the upside, and if we don't get above the fib level of 667 or even the 685 area, might not be a bad one to short again to the downside of it. Okay, let's look at Nvidia. Still hasn't made it to the demand zone that I have. Would personally love it somewhere in the 88, the 90 area to go long on it. Yes, it has been getting slaughtered, and do like if we do get the bounce anywhere in this zone or the retest of the supply zone rejection, I would like to take some puts on it. I still think we have a more room to the downside of it. I could be wrong. Netflix, very nice bounce on Netflix as well, on a demand area as well. So I would like a little bit more pull back into the 850, 845 area before we take off. But that doesn't mean you cannot scalp calls during the day. But if Wednesday and Thursday can get some sort of a rejection and come into this area, I am interested in taking longer dated calls out to maybe April, May to the upside of it. Okay, what else? I think I wanted to go over PDD. Okay, I do like that it is above the displacement area and above the nice bounce out of the golden zone area as well. I looked at flow looks pretty bullish as well, so looking for it to the upside into this supply zone if we can get it, but make sure you have time on your contracts. The other one is this Dell Airlines, and I believe Bot also gave an alert on it. I think this is a still pretty good setup right out of demand zone. Would like this path to play out as well. $60 easily is able to makeable, and going out to April or May contracts, and I saw good open interest on the $60 strike price as well. So to the upside, I think it can reach into the supply zone as well. So that's something that you can keep an eye on. Let's see, did I chart SMCI? Yeah, looks like a nice rejection out of the supply zone on this one as well. And then the pullback and held my level of 34. So let's see if we can clear above, I would say 40 first, and then continue to the upside. This might be a more of a day trade versus taking a swing yet. Oh, this does have inverted head and shoulder as well, so this might be bullish, but the neckline does need to be taken out, which is the $50 level here. So maybe you can try to take a trade and see if this can make it up to 50, and might be a nice day trade on it. I think this is it for it. I think this one was, we got a nice I think 1 hour on this name has a nice falling wedge on it. Victoria's Secret. Nice bounce right off the fib levels from the 75% level and right in a demand zone as well. This is your 2-day chart and has a supply to the upside of it. So let's see if we can continue to hold above the $18. I think this one does have a room to the upside. And if we can clear the 50%, the 25%, $25, can see this another $5 move into the supply zone. That's it. That's all I have for today. Again, this is not a financial advice. This is something that I'm looking at. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We do have our 3-day course coming up starting this Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning. So if you haven't registered and you're looking to get started, the link is, send us a DM and we'll send you the link. All right, excited to see everybody in the room. Have a great rest of your day.